So I was thinking, MAGA don't know that they're immigrants. And I use don't know as opposed to don't understand, because I really don't think they know that they're immigrants. And I find it as shocking. And what intrigues me is that we were all, if you were born in the 50s, as I was, you're brought up on westerns and uh, cowboys and Indians and all of that, all of those films, that, in the UK are Saturday morning pictures. And we thought the Indians were the baddies. And we grew up believing the Indians were the baddies, when actually the Indians, the First Nation people, were fighting to protect their land, were fighting to protect their families and their children. They were defending their land, and white people came and overwhelmed them and killed them and used guns against them. And the rest is history. But I don't think MAGA people understand that they are the immigrants. You're the people that came and landed on this continent and decided to claim it and make it yours, which is what a lot of white men do. They believe that if they land on something, they've discovered it. But it had always been there. They might have discovered it for themselves, but it was always there, and it belonged to the First Nations people. I don't know what they called themselves because I haven't looked, but it belonged to them. That land, if land belongs to anybody, and I don't believe land does belong to anybody, but they had more right to that land than any white man landing in a boat. And the same happened to the Aboriginals in Australia. They were decimated by the arrival of white people, Western people, coming and discovering their land. Absolutely trashed by them and looked down upon now by them. And yet all of those people, all of those white people in Australia, originated from invaders, and you're all immigrants. It isn't your land. It's the land of the Aboriginals. And it just fascinates me, because I think in the MAGA people now are not even going to learn that in their history books, because books that talk about how that all happened and actually think about how it happened and whether it should have done or whether it shouldn't have done will have been banned. So what you get now is a very bland education that misses big important pieces of history, which keeps you in your bubble believing that you have a right to that land, and Black people and Latinos and First Nation people and what other ever people there are who aren't white don't have a right to live there. And that's really, I'm going to say it's really sad, but actually it's disgusting. And I'm sorry that you MAGA people don't have the brain cells to be able to put two and two together and work out that you are an immigrant. That's it. Not going to say any more. Don't need to say any more. Hopefully you've learned something.